Hi there, welcome back. In this educational series, I want to talk to you a little bit about metaphysical psychology, specifically what it means to be experiencing spiritual disconnection. In our society, we tend to know these activated words, but we don't relate them to anything specifically spiritual. We tend to relate them to mental or emotional illness. And I'd like to shift that today because we aren't mentally ill or emotionally ill when we experience the symptoms that I'm about to discuss with you. We are spiritually disconnected. And when we stop calling this an illness or a disease or mental or emotional, we're taking our power back. We're using our words to cast very specific, powerful spells instead of disempowered spells. So let me share with you a little bit about metaphysical psychology's take on spiritual disconnection. There are 4 symptoms. The first is uninspired. What happens when we're out of alignment with our divine assignment? We aren't following our true path. We're not in the right place at the right time. We're not collecting the tools that we need to be in alignment with why we're here, what we're here to create, or how we're here to experience. And we've surrounded ourselves with people that don't have the same frequency and vibration. This first level of spiritual disconnection means that we aren't trusting our intuition. Our quality of thought is not in our highest, most beneficial vibration, and our emotions aren't guiding us back to our true path, but farther away. And therefore, our body is experiencing annoyances, itchy, scratchy, throbby, burny, tingly, numb. And our first reaction is that it's a medical issue. And we often tend to go and get pharmaceuticals or Band-Aid type solutions. What we don't realize is happening is that we are becoming spiritually disconnected. We're simply out of alignment with our truth. The longer this goes on, there is a next level of alert or a metaphysical awareness. And for us, this is called self-sabotage. We start doing things or not doing things that we know make us feel good, that keep us in alignment, even if we don't know that that alignment is to our divine assignment. We do know that it's not in alignment for our highest good. And when that happens, our body usually starts to hold on to physical pain. There's areas of the body that often speak to us, and they're pretty consistent. Although, as human beings, we're really great at avoiding, ignoring, and escaping that pain. When that happens, we shift into an emotional dysfunction. That dysfunction has a lot of physical repercussions, but we understand it as depression and anxiety. Let's get something really clear here. Depression is only possible if we project too far into the past and get stuck in our anger. Anxiety is only possible if we project too far into the future and get stuck in our worry. These aren't mental or emotional diseases. These are spiritual disconnection. And they're letting us know that we're so far out of alignment that something has to change in our physical well-being, our emotional competence, our mental capacity, our spiritual connection, our character. We are not showing up in the energy of self-love, in a high enough frequency and vibration, not only to protect ourselves, but also to learn, to heal, and to grow. And finally, this becomes disease, true disease that we have names for, that is a physical dysfunction or a diagnosed disease. We don't relate this to spiritual disconnection, but what happens by the time we've reached disease is that we're unable to ask for help or to provide our own selves what we need. So our organs literally begin to shut down. So let me really quickly share with you once again the 5 symptoms of spiritual disconnection. The first is uninspired. The second is self-sabotage. The third, anxiety or depression. The fourth, unable to ask for or provide help for ourselves. So why does spiritual disconnection happen? Because when we go out of alignment with our divine assignment, we have programmed in our cellular memory 3 fear stories. They're not the enemy. They're ways of letting us know that we're out of alignment. We've taken one from our biological mother's side of the family. It has a very unique and specific name for each individual, and it's a frequency and vibration, but it has a story behind it. Everyone's story is the same. The name of the dysfunction is completely unique. The story of our first fear is that it's really hard to be human being. From our biological mother's side of the family, we literally download into our cellular memory the evidence that it's hard to be human. That, like a magnetic beacon, when we're out of alignment, attracts people, places, things, scenes, situations, and scenarios that give us that evidence. And that's supposed to let us know that we're out of alignment. So we choose to get back into alignment. But for generations, we haven't been taught how to read this internal human being user manual. And that is my expertise. My purpose on this planet is to share with anyone who wants to know what their divine assignment is, what their fear stories are, what their trigger, what their power, and what their love stories are. Your second fear story, passed down from your biological father's side of the family, is called alone and unprotected. And again, you have a unique name or a frequency and vibration that activates when you start to feel alone and unprotected. And finally, your third fear story. You created it while you were in the womb, hearing all of the generations of stories. It's what you're here to heal. If you were born between 1950 and 2003, you're here to be part of the solution, to heal this generational trauma and to activate and bring in this time of the 6th sun, where we move out of wealth and we move into wisdom as the commodity. Here we are in this space where you're about to learn exactly what the beginning components are of your human being user manual. And I'm so excited to be on this journey with you.